Hey guys, welcome back. So I just got to the gym and I need to do an hour of cardio, but I've been sitting in my car for about 30 minutes. I've been procrastinating. So I'm finally about to get out and go inside and do some cardio. I did legs this morning. So I did a leg workout. I hit quads and glutes. And so now it's just time to do my cardio because I kind of missed a day earlier this week of it. So I'm making up. I should have. It happens. But next week I'll be on it. I'll make sure I get every day in. Put this right here. I need like a better car setup, but it's okay. So I'm gonna go inside here, do the cardio just for about an hour, and then I'm gonna go home, eat my last meal, and then I'll be good to go. Today wasn't a bad day, but what I will say, I was starving all day today for some reason. I was just so hungry, and all I wanted was sushi. It took everything in me not to go get sushi. Everything in me. Like, I was literally right there by a sushi place and I just wanted to pull into the parking lot, go inside and order me some sushi so bad, but I had to say no. You're gonna have days like that, and that's what sucks, because when you want what you want it now. So like when I want something, I want it. I don't want to wait. But my birthday's coming up in July and I get a cheat day, so I'm just trying to patiently wait, because in 23 days, I'll be able to eat whatever I want, and I'm excited about that. So I'm just trying to just hold out until then. But that was the only thing about today. I will say I did eat some extra cashews. I'm not gonna lie. I was just so hungry. So instead of eating, I think I was supposed to eat like a third a cup of cashews, I had a half a cup of cashews. I was so hungry, but I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not getting my sushi. I'm not doing it, but I do want it. It's coming though. It is coming. So I'm about to go in the gym and get this cardio in. Oh, let me move this over. So I just finished my cardio and I feel good. I did 30 minutes on the elliptical and then I did 30 minutes on the treadmill. So now I'm just about to go home and I'm going to drink a protein shake. That is my last meal of the day with some almond butter. And I'm hoping that after I drink this, I am satisfied and I'm good to go, because it is so hard when you're laying in bed and you're craving something sweet or salty or greasy or whatever the case may be. It's hard to resist it because you're just laying there and you just want to get out of bed and go get it. So I'm hoping that after I drink this, I'm good. So right now I feel okay. I feel fine, but we'll see when I get home. Who knows? I will say one thing I do is just I go to bed early. I go to bed around 10 p.m., 10:30, usually at the latest. And the reason being is because the later I stay up, the more hungry I become. So I have to go ahead and just go to sleep, so that way I don't cheat, because I will. I remember last prep, oh my goodness. I'm gonna keep going back to this last prep just because, like, I don't know why, but I would wake up in the middle of the night and just make a pancake and eat it. I would literally go to sleep at 10 p.m. because I'm like, okay, I need to resist my temptation to eat something I'm not supposed to be eating. But then I would wake up and just make a pancake in the middle of the night, put some syrup on it, and eat it. I'm like, why am I doing this? It was so bad. So I'm really trying so hard this prep to not cheat. Last prep, I was like, you know what? I'll bounce back. You know, I lean out really fast. All I have to do is extra cardio. I'll be fine. But that's not the mindset you should have. You shouldn't be that way. So I'm hoping that once I get home, get some food in me, I'm ready to go to bed and I'm good to go for the rest of the night, because I don't want to cheat. It's so hard sometimes to resist it, but you have to. You can't give in to it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. So if you feel like cheating, don't do it. And then brush your teeth. That helps too. That is another thing that I learned is after you eat your dinner, because for me, after I eat dinner, for some reason, I just crave sweets naturally. I go and I brush my teeth and it gets that flavor out of my mouth, the taste of like whatever I ate out of my mouth. And then it makes me not even hungry anymore, or crave whatever it was that I'm craving that was sweet. But brush your teeth after you eat or after you drink your protein shake to get all that food out of your mouth, and that should help too. I know it seems like weird or like, oh, that's not going to help me, but it does. Mentally, you'll still probably want the sweets, but it helps a lot. So brush your teeth and just go to bed. Just do it. Don't give in. You got this.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go.
So my food is cooking, but I want to answer some questions. And usually these are the questions that I get in person whenever I tell somebody I'm on prep. This is my second prep, so I've only done one prep before. I wish I would have recorded my first one because it was a struggle, a really, really big struggle. But I know also I haven't really talked about my prep a lot on here. I've just pretty much showed y'all my workouts and pretty much how far out I am from my show, but that's about it. So I want to go into a little bit more detail on how things are going, what I'm doing, and how things will be changing over the next few weeks as well. So here we go. So let's see. So I had to write questions down so that way I don't forget. So do I have a coach? Yes, I do have a coach. His name is Kevin Johnson. He is an IFBB pro in the bodybuilding division, and he coached me during my first prep, and now he's coaching me again. So when I started my first prep, I believe it was October 2020, and I wasn't with him initially. I hired a different coach, but I quickly found out he was not a bodybuilding prep coach whatsoever. So before you go out and hire a coach, just make sure you do your research. And make sure they have like a proven track record of their results and their athletes, maybe on their Instagram page, Facebook page. Don't just go by word of mouth. I did that and it didn't work out so well. So word of mouth is great, but then you also have to follow up and do more research as well. and maybe even talk to some of their clients. So if you know someone, or if you see them on social media, one of the clients that they've trained, it wouldn't hurt to send them a DM or some type of message and be like, hey, I see that you train with so and so. How was it? Did you enjoy it? Did you get the results that you wanted? How did your prep go? So just make sure you do your research, so that way you don't end up in the situation that I ended up in, and I had to change my coach after about 2 months in prep. Probably not even that long, like a month and a half in prep. So do your research. Definitely the number one thing to do before you hire your coach. Another question that I typically will get asked is, do I create my own programs, or does Kevin do that for me? How does that work? All right, so it's finished. So you all should be able to hear me a little bit better. What was I saying? Oh, do I track my macros? No. So Kevin creates a meal plan for me, and it's just what I prefer. It's a little bit easier for me, for him to create my meal plan, and I just follow it. And the way he does it is he creates different categories like carbs, fat, and protein. And he'll put a list of foods that fit in each category, and I can build my own meal from there. So for breakfast, if I want to have oatmeal for the carbs, almond butter for the fat, and a protein shake for the protein, I can do that. So I'm eating oatmeal with almond butter. I can even have a side of fruit if I want that, and a protein shake. Or I can choose different foods and just build my meal based off of what he's written down for me. So I really like that a lot. It just takes a lot of stress off of me. I don't really have to calculate my macros and make sure I hit them every single day. He does that for me, and then just creates a meal plan from there. But it's completely up to you. If you're used to tracking your macros and you enjoy it and you don't mind it, then go for it. But if you want a meal plan, that works better for some people as well. I know how to do both, but I prefer a meal plan on prep. But what I will do, I will use MyFitnessPal. So in the beginning, what I was doing was I was putting all my meals into MyFitnessPal just to see where my macros were, because I was curious to see like what he had me eating. So I do know my macros, but I don't track them. I just eat based off the meal plan. It's just super easy. I love it. All right. Do I have a background in fitness? Yes, I do. So in high school, I ran track and field. And then after high school, I stopped running and I just started working out. I started with calisthenics, did a lot of body weight exercise, dumbbell workouts. And then I became like a group fitness instructor, a certified personal trainer. And I just pretty much stuck with fitness after that. And eventually I decided I wanted to compete. So I did have a background in fitness and working out, but I don't think you necessarily have to have that background to compete. I will say, depending on where you are now, depends on how long it'll take you. So if you're thinking about competing, you don't necessarily have to have a background in fitness, but talk to the coach that you're going to be working with and have them give you a realistic time frame. Because for me, it may take me 4 months to prep for a show. But for you, it might take you 6 months to a year. You might not be ready in 4 months. And a bodybuilding coach will tell you that. They'll be honest. They'll be like, okay, for the vision you want to do, this is how long it's probably going to take you. Now it might change. You might start training for 4 months and they realize, wow, it's not going to take you a full year. Like, you can get on stage in 6 months. Your body is really responding very well to the workout programs, to the training programs. But definitely talk to a prep coach and just see what they say and ask them, what division you fit best in as well. So when I started, I wanted to do bikini because I was kind of in the middle. I didn't feel like I was big enough for wellness. I didn't feel like I was small enough for bikini. And I was just like, I think it's going to be easier for me to get smaller and lose weight. It was still challenging. It was not easy whatsoever, but I did it. And I enjoyed it at times, and then I hated it at times when it came to like the whole prepping. And I'll explain a little bit of that in a minute. Is it expensive to compete? Absolutely. It is very expensive. If somebody tells you that it's not expensive to compete, I don't know. Maybe they have sponsorships, or maybe somebody else is paying for them. I don't know, but it is expensive. compete. Again, I am new to the bodybuilding community. I just started competing about a year ago, so I'm still learning. But my first show, I spent around $2,500, maybe a little bit more. I need to go back and tally that up. But yeah, I definitely spent around $2,500 or so. And that included a lot of different things. So I can probably make a video on that just to kind of give you all a breakdown. I had to pay for my coach. Luckily, when I paid for my coach, that included my meal plan and my workouts. I had to pay for a hotel. I had to pay for wax, hair, makeup, shoes, accessories, spray tan, food. I don't know if I said that. Food, grocery shopping is expensive on prep. Let's see, and a bunch of other stuff as well. I can't even think right now, but it is expensive. It's very expensive. And like even your bikini, depending on where you buy it from, they can get pretty expensive. I've even seen some like $1,000 bikinis. You want to save up or just like budget, plan it out for sure. And I also, before I started competing, I found a checklist online of the cost of competing pretty much. So it listed everything that you needed to compete and the amount that it would cost you to do it. So I looked at that and I knew automatically I was going to be spending a couple $1,000s. So I was able to prepare that way. All right. How is wellness prep different from bikini prep? That is a question I typically get asked because they're like, oh, you did bikini last time, so how's that different from wellness? So I train legs more often. It's heavier weight. I consume more carbs throughout the day. And my body is just changing much faster as well. I feel like with bikini I think my body's changing faster too because I'm actually staying on track. Because last prep, I did not stay on track. I cheated like crazy. It was insane. I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't buckle down last prep until about 8 weeks out. Actually, probably not even 8, 7. I think 8 weeks, I told myself I was going to buckle down. I cheated. 7 weeks, I was like, Shayla, you have to buckle down because you will not be ready for stage. If you don't, you have to get serious. I think week 7 is when I really committed. And then I saw my body start to change and I regretted not doing what I was supposed to do in the beginning. So it is what it is. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm trying to go as hard as I can now. That way when peak week comes, I can just kind of cruise through it, kind of coast through peak week. I don't want to be playing catch up. I don't want to be on 2 hours of cardio again because that was miserable. Whew. That was so bad. I was so exhausted. My hips were hurting because I was using the elliptical so much. I was just tired. I slept a lot. It was so, go hard in the beginning, stay on track the best you can. And even if you mess up, it's okay. It happens. Just learn from that lesson, learn from your mistake and get back on track. Like, don't be hard on yourself. That's one thing that I've learned is that don't beat yourself up. If you eat a little bit too much, if you miss a meal on accident, or if you're like me, you kind of premeditate cheating, things happen. You're learning. Definitely learn from that and then get back on track and just do the best you can. That's it. And I feel like every prep, you'll get better and better. You'll get more and more discipline if this is something that you want to do. But you have to go through that phase. So now I'm a lot more focused, and I think it's because I saw how me cheating affected my progress. I started my prep at 143 pounds. I got on stage at 133. I should have been in the 120s, but because I cheated so much, my weight was fluctuating like crazy. And so my coach did everything in his power to get my weight down, and I didn't tell him I cheated until closer to the show, and he's like, that's why your weight's not dropping. He thought it was maybe something he was doing or not doing. I'm like, no, it's me. I'm eating cookies in the middle of the night. I'm making pancakes in the middle of the night. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. He's like, okay, wow. But I will say he was just very calm the entire time, and he never really beat me up for messing up. He was like, just get back on track. Just get back on track. He's very just like easygoing. And that helped a lot because he didn't freak out. I didn't freak out. But that was that. But yeah, so hopefully that just gives you a little bit more insight on my prep and how things are going for me. But I'm going to continue to update you all on my prep in general. So if you have any questions, put them down below. I will definitely answer them without a problem. This week I did hit a low weight of 149 pounds. So I started prep a few weeks ago at 153 and now I'm 149.5, I believe. So that's exciting to see the 140s. So long story short, after my first bikini competition, I was supposed to reverse diet and I didn't. So I went on stage at 133 pounds. My coach told me I can eat whatever I want after my competition. I can pretty much eat whatever I want on that Sunday. But then on that Monday, get back on track and start doing cardio and start to reverse diet. But did I do that? No, I did not. I kept eating whatever I want. I got extremely sick. Every day I would go out and I would eat some type of fast food. So I would start my day off eating breakfast at Chick-fil-A. I would then go to Qdoba for lunch, and then I would end up at some taco place for dinner. Like, I could not control it. I was binge eating and I was just, I was over consuming on calories every single day. And I literally gained almost 30 pounds in 2.5 weeks. It was kind of scary because my body started to swell. My arms were really tight and swollen. My ankles were swollen. I could just feel the fluid built up in me as well. Like, everything on me was really, really tight. I was like, I definitely should have got back on track right after the show, and I didn't. And I gained so much weight, and I'm just now getting my weight back down. So I was, I think, 158 pounds after the show. After 2.5 weeks, I think I went from 133 to 158. And then I came down a little bit, and it just kept fluctuating up and down. So I'm just now hitting the 140s. And that was April 2021. So yeah, don't be like me. When your coach tells you to reverse diet, you do it. I'm telling you, you will regret it in the long run.